Alright dudes, thanks for tuning in to another fun little adventure. Today I'm going to be starting a 22 to 23 mile loop. The route I'm going to be taking is taking the loop counterclockwise. And I've done some in and out hikes near the gorge before, and I know because of Hurricane Helene, navigating down towards the gorge itself is pretty difficult, but it should be okay. We got a solid GPS, and I'm just gonna stick to the trail and have a great time, unplug and relax. I couldn't have chose a better time to do this. The weather is perfect, the temperatures are great, the leaves are changing, and it's just a beautiful color out here. And man, pine and just mountain air, it's the best, can't beat it. I got about 6,000 something calories in the backpack, and it's only about 38 pounds, so not too bad. Last time I did this, I didn't even stay overnight, and I packed the pack with way too much crap, and I had maybe like 45 pounds and the wrong type of shoes on. And today we are in the Nike Trail Runners, which are the best. It's what I've done most of my hiking in the last year or so, and I'm looking forward to being out here for a couple of days. Should be very nice. We're only like a mile in, and I already have a rock in my shoe. You forget you have 40 pounds on your back until you go to do something as simple as tying your shoe, and you almost do a front flip. You know, I love all the land out west and the orange rocks and the Rockies and the snow, but the North Carolina fall mountains are a beautiful sight. Getting very close to the river. Starting to see a lot more hurricane debris, but no problem for us. I say no problem, but last time I was hurdling and going under all the hurricane debris, I didn't have 40 pounds of gear on my back either, so it'll make for an interesting challenge. Now we have to figure out how we're going to get across the river. Very cool. Well, that's a problem. Maybe we can cross over there or up there. Let's try for up there. Honestly, most of these rocks look not too fun to scale with the backpack, so we're gonna try another approach, because all of those rocks are super slippery and wet, and I don't particularly want to get in and swim right now. Dude, I mean, honestly, nothing really would have bad happened other than me getting wet, but God, I don't know why that makes me so nervous.
we still don't really have a solid way across, other than really just getting in the water at this point, which may be our move. The water's moving quick. It's gonna be slippery, because I really just don't feel like getting in the water. I would, but it's super deep and moving pretty fast over there. Barefooted, I don't really want to slip on a rock and hurt myself, so we're gonna scale this side over here and see what it looks like on the other side. It is beautiful though, that is for sure. It still looks like I don't have a good spot to cross though. Without the book bag, easy jump. With the book bag, sketchy. You know, honestly, I've done some really sketchy stuff in the past, but this one, it might take the cake, honestly. Well, that kind of worked. My fail safe, it did exactly what it needed to do. My pack fell in the water. It is now wet, which isn't that big of a deal because everything in there is in a waterproof bag, but still kind of sucks because my blanket is wet. But you know, maybe that just means it's time to dry this stuff out, take a break. Oh, the blanket's drying out pretty quick. I'm drying out a couple of other things in the bag that weren't in wet bags. And I did smash one of my avocados in there, so there's avocados all over the book bag. And you may be thinking, Austin, why are there avocados in your backpack? And that's because I like avocados, so I'm gonna eat one now. The one that I didn't turn into guacamole. And that, folks, is one of many reasons to keep rope in your kits. And maybe there was a better way to cross the water, but everything's dried out, the things that were wet, and you know, it's rather that than me get in the water, so no worries. Now we're gonna hike along the gorge for another 10-ish miles. But it's 1:20 and it gets dark around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we'll see if we can make it to the end, at least to the next water crossing, and then set up camp either there or make our way across the water, then make our camp somewhere there, or maybe go up the ridge a little bit. Let's just see what kind of pace we can set. All right, we are moving again. I think we need to get off the rocks actually and get kind of closer into the woods. So I'm pretty sure that's where the trail is. So at our first opportunity, we're gonna try and make our way up there, which I think I see the trail right there. Now to get there, this is solid, barely. Wow, this is like straight up. Now, there were a few people that did not recommend doing this trail because of the hurricane debris and how difficult it was to navigate. But as you can see, we are having no issues. Look, there's the trail, and the book bag only fell in the water. First snake sighting right there. I don't know if you can see them slither away. We're gonna our way through there real quick. I did forget to mention that there are rattlesnakes on this trail. That was not one, obviously, but a very colorful looking guy nonetheless. Let's hope that's our one and only sighting, but you know what? I'm in their home. It's totally fine. I'm cool, you're cool, we're cool. Whoa, we're good. Alright, here's some of the hurricane debris in question. Not really sure what those folks were talking about that hiked it recently and said it made the trail hard to follow. Looks like somebody, most likely the Forest Service, has been out here hard at work to clear out these trails just so people like me and the people that are complaining about the trail can come out here and enjoy nature. And then tomorrow the trail should take us all the way up on the other side of the gorge on top of the rocks over there. We should be going over Table Rock and I think Hawksbill as well. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better experience. And I know we're only a few miles in, but the colors and the sun and the silence, no service, no phone calls, no emails. This is where I like to be. Lots of hurricane debris. Once again, looks like it's fairly clear. Just saw our first sign of a bear. Big old pile of bear poop back there. But I know they're out here, so no worries. It's just black bear, and as long as it's not a grizzly, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm friends with all these guys anyways. They know me. They know me. So we have been trailblazing for maybe the last quarter of a mile. But that's okay, because I like doing this type of hiking, and I think we're about to rejoin to what used to be the trail. Yep, there it is. Sweet, looks like a trail to me. I got a crushed up meal replacement bar, 400 calories there. Well, there it goes. And then let's see, what else should we eat for now? Dried mango, these things are so good. Not bad. And I really want to stop and take a rest for a while, but I want to try and get as far as I can with the daylight. I'm kind of at a disadvantage being down in the gorge right now between the two ridges, because the sun is gonna leave me a lot quicker than it would have if I was at the top. So Gonna keep pushing for a while, but man, my knees are hurting. Still got like another 4.5 miles to go to get to my goal for the day, but man, my knees are smoked, dude. But we're gonna keep on pushing, use all the daylight that we can, and hopefully get at least pretty close to our goal for the day. The trail is starting to flatten out a bit, less rocks, so a little bit easier on my knees. Hopefully we'll make up some time in this section from all that time it took me to figure out how to cross. I think I'm gonna break off the trail here for a sec and make our way over to the river and have a little rest for a sec or two, because my knees are hurting. I really didn't want to take this long of a break, but considering how bad my knees are hurting, I don't see a better spot to maybe cook like an actual meal with some calories and hang out for a little bit and see what time it is after that, see what we can do with the rest of the daylight. While we're here, might as well take an opportunity to fill up our waters. All right. Got our boiling water. Seal for 8 minutes. And then we wait. Man, I want to make camp here so bad, but I don't know if I make camp here, I'm gonna have a terrible day tomorrow. So I need to eat this food and get back on the trail and do what I can tonight, even if that means going on a little night hike. The pad thai was pretty good, and it's back to the dusty old trail. So in a recent turn of events, I'm experiencing probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my knees in my life, which is very strange because I've done double this mileage before with a heavier pack and not felt this way. So I feel like something is wrong. Wow. But however, the views are spectacular. It is beautiful. Something is wrong with my knees though. I may try and get service and call for backup for extraction, because we have many more miles to go, and really we haven't really started the hard stuff yet. I mean, I've got 5,000 feet of elevation gain when we go on the ridge over there, so I don't know if my knees are gonna make it. But we actually have no choice right now, and we're gonna keep going as far as we can go. If we get service, maybe we'll call for help. Have the other Anderson brother come rescue me if he's willing. I did manage to get some service, and I called for Steve to come collect me, but it's not over for my knees yet, because I found a trail that's going to take me up to a service road, which funny enough is a service road that we camp off of all the time. So he's going to head up to that trailhead. He'll be here in a couple hours, which is fine because it'll probably take me a couple hours to get up here, because the trail that's going to take me up to there is going to go straight up the ridge. So I'm going to use the last bit of my knees to get up there, and then we're just going to camp out on the service road like we normally would. So a little bit of a bummer to me, because I wanted to be out here
alone in the wilderness and backpacking, but I've never felt pain like this in my knees before, so better safe than sorry than trying to be a man and push through another like 14 miles and be completely worthless after. So here it is, and there is a message here that somebody wrote that is saying something that I already knew was going to happen. Prepare to have your butt kicked. Worth it though. It's not really the way I envisioned this trip going, but you know, that's okay. Sometimes life changes and you just gotta roll with the punches. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this is the worst pain I've ever felt in my knees before. I mean, each step is pretty tough for me. And that's saying a lot because I have pushed through a lot of pain before in my life. But part of getting older, I think, is knowing when to call it. This is incredibly unfortunate that this is the route out of here, but it is going to be the fastest and shortest. But here I am trying to save my knees, and we're climbing straight up the ridge. Not really sure if sitting down and taking a break is the best move, or if I should just keep the steam going. But man, it hurts. We're going straight up, dude. Like literally.
Wig was in the room. Someone else's wig.
Oh.
Wig. Yes. Not normal. Not normal to have a wig laying around.
I couldn't choose a better place to be in pain though. Probably can't see with the camera, but through them trees is an awesome sunset with the mountains.
It's like, you know, like,
Oh.
thank you. Before we go any further, letting us have a tour.
I think I'm halfway up, maybe.
It hadn't, and usually we're going in hot, like an extra hot trajectory, missing time.
Oh man, I'm hurting bad,
It's kind of pointy.
but it's nice. We'll get there eventually.
The interstage, full and rapid visibility is actually possible. So it was not. There's not even really a design. It was possible. So you're not pretending.
I made it to the top of the trailhead somehow. Whew. Oh man, my knees and my feet are smoked. I got the hammock set up. Got about another hour before Steve gets here, so I'm just gonna put my warm stuff on and hang out in the hammock for a little bit, wait till he gets here. Whew, man, that was like 1,800 feet of elevation gain. My camera's not working at a certain point, but got it back on now, and man, I'm so glad to be done hiking right now. I can't believe my knees gave out on me. There's a bear in a
Against
parking
open
lot.
borders to being in favor of open borders. That's the reason.
He just walked
In
across
order
the
to
parking
import
lot.
voters so they can win elections. And the problem is that has
Dude, that car pulled in at the most perfect time.
Enforcement has been overzealous because they're not because perfection.
Dude, that was crazy. I mean, that bear was,
And you've probably
I don't know, 10 yards away from me, and that car pulled up like right after.
asylum.
Looks like whoever's in that car, they're going to bed over here. Steve's about 30 minutes out, and I am still on the lookout for bears. And that's crazy because, you know, he didn't even know I was here, and if he would have come over here, I would have had to spook him and done something probably that I didn't want to do. Holy crap, rescue has arrived. Help me. Like, bro, the bear was literally like at the front of the sequoia. I'm not like super cold. It's really like, dude, I can't hardly walk.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What's wrong with your body? It's betrayed you.
What a turn of events this is. Yo! Alright, let's try a little chicken pho, baby. Chicken pho was real good. A little tea time, then a sleepy time. My knees are swollen, but my heart is full.
Brought over some kind of beer, something called an IPA.
It's cozy in here. I've never slept in the rooftop tent.
Too much breath and it's too wet.
Leg mobility has improved. The tent has been put away. Gonna ride to an overlook and make some cafe. Oh yeah. Solid spot for the coffee. Oh, it's all the way down there. Down to the valley to pray.
You slow down me.
Hey baby, I've made it back, barely. Well guys, you know, the trip didn't go as planned, but that just goes to show that not every adventure goes the way you want it to, and that's alright, because it was still definitely an adventure, and I'm glad I can walk today, but it's time to go get some rest. And if you made it this far in the video, as always, you're either a true friend